So a customer I sold this car to about 5 months ago called me up and said that his passenger side window was having issues, and lo and behold, the yellow Lamborghini was doing the same thing recently, and I had to replace the passenger side window regulator, but I didn't make a video about how to do it. So this time I figured I would do that and show you guys how to do the window regulator in the passenger side of the Lamborghini Murcielago. And the coolest thing is when the parts show up, they show up in these boxes with Lamborghini written all over them. And here is the regulator. And that has to be replaced and put inside the passenger door, which, as you can imagine, is not very easy because the doors like to go up and you have to hold the door down to do it. So I don't know how much of it I'm going to be able to get videoed while I have one foot on the door holding it down and two hands working inside of it, but I'll do my best. So getting the door panel off really isn't too bad. First thing you do is you take out this little red light. Behind there's a 10 mil. Up here we have to take off this cover and this cover. There's a couple of 10 mils. Underneath here there is an Allen wrench, Allen key type head. Back it out, take this off. This actually slides back through the handle to be able to get the handle off. So the door latch stays on the door side and the handle removes and it slides out. Right here there's like a notch and it just slides down through there. We have to take the speaker out. The speaker screws actually help hold the door panel on. And then the door panel slides up. And then once the door panel slides up, we take it off. And then on the inside there's a vapor barrier. We peeled the vapor barrier down. A couple of other 10 millimeter bolts to undo to be able to take the regulator out. And then once the regulator comes out, we can just slide this one in its place. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is pop those panels off. These ones right here. And there's just a couple of plastic clips behind them. So you really want to be as gentle as you can. You don't want to break the plastic clips. I've got a bunch of replacement clips if I have to, but odds are I'll be able to take these off without breaking anything. Alright, so I'm just going to take my clip removal tool, get it down in here, pop the clips off, pull these panels off, and then we'll go from there. I actually used to work for a car audio installation place called Ultimate Electronics 16 years ago, installing car audio and car alarms and all that stuff. So I have a background doing this. Otherwise I probably would have never attempted it. But alright, I've kind of set up basically the tools that are handy to be able to get this job done. I've got a gun that I can put a 10 mil on. I've got another gun with a Phillips Apex, some hand tools with a 10 mil, flathead, a pick tool, the pop tool that we used, Allen wrench keys, some zip ties, things like that. If there's anything else I need while I'm doing this, I'll let you know. And then one of the hardest parts about doing this job is actually going to be the fact that this is the Alcantara and it's gray and it doesn't clean well and you don't want to get it messy. So I'm going to have to be very careful. Just try to get this door panel off as quick as possible. Alright, so I've got those panels removed. And this is what it looks like here. Got to peel this tape off, undo this connector, and take this 10 mil out. Alright, to remove this light here, it's pretty simple actually. Just get a pick tool in there and pop it out. That's about it, and then you can just remove it from here, and then inside here there's a 10 mil back in there about 4 inches. Okay, I've covered the seats, and I like to cover the seats with like a garbage bag, a lot thicker than the standard seat covers that normally get used. And then the number one thing to remember when getting in and out of a car like this and when you're working on a job like this is not to put anything in your back pockets. You don't want a screwdriver or pick tool or something like that you stuck in your back pocket, sit down and pop a hole in the seat bottom, because that would be a huge pain in the ass to repair and very expensive. So it's much better just to remember not to put anything in your back pockets. So I've got that bolt out from here. I'm going to get in the car, pull the door down, remove the speaker, and then we should be able to slide the door panel up. Okay, we got the door handle off by just sliding this back through like I noted before. And now I just have to take the speaker out. So to take the mesh screen off, just use a pick tool, pull the mesh screen off, take the screws out, pull it out, and then the door panel will slide up and off. Okay, now that the speaker's out, I can just lift the door panel off and then get to the inside. Okay, so now I've got the door panel removed. We just have to peel back this vapor barrier. There's one up over here as well. And then we can just take the 4 10mm bolts out to pull out the window regulator. Okay, here is the old window regulator, and if you can see right here, it has some nuts on top of these bolts, and you want to put these nuts right about the same place on the new window regulator, because those are kind of like a spacer that help the window go back on track properly. Alright, I also wanted to show what happens and what makes these go bad. It's not actually the motor itself. Everything is ran off of a cable system, and the cables get bound up inside here and start pulling out, and the ends that go into here break off and up here. So here's the new one. And you can see on it how everything goes on this one. Okay, so the next thing to do is to test and make sure you have everything installed properly. Make sure the window goes down and back up. And same thing that happened to mine last time when the regulator went bad. It made a mark in the window tint. So pretty easy repair, just go have a tint shop replace the tint, but that's pretty minimal. The one that was on mine was a lot more dramatic than that. Looks like everything works, so now I just have to put it back together. Alright, I've got everything put back together. Window works properly. The mirror folds in and out, the stereo works, the door locks work. This piece had some broken clips on it when I took it off, and I've got some clips to put back on, so I'll do that. I'll throw it on, get some video of the window working, and we're all done. Alright, we're all finished up, door panel's back together, and the window rolls down just fine. Well, replacing the window regulator really isn't that simple. You get pretty beat up trying to hold the door down while you're doing everything. But in the end, the window works, everybody's happy. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully it comes in handy for someone else in the future.